Hello friends and welcome to KTB Creates. Today I'm going to show you a few quick and easy DIY projects. So let's get started. DIY number one. So for this project, I took one of these signs that I purchased at the Dollar Tree. It's a little shadow box sign, and on the front it had like a kind of a 3D piece sticking out. So I am going to remove that and the little pieces that were glued onto the sign to make it stick out. We are going to reuse all of that, but I wanted to paint the edges of the sign in just with some white chalk paint, just because we're going to be adding some scrapbook paper to it. And, you can never get that scrapbook paper cut perfectly. So the little trick with that is to just, cover up that green color on the sides just to make sure if anything is peeking through, you're seeing white and not this lime green. Next, I took some scrapbook paper that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. I love their scrapbook paper, and it's usually on sale for 4 pieces for $1. So I just got some from my stash, and I am just cutting it according to the size. So this is how I do it. I don't pop out the back of the sign. I just kind of keep trimming it until it fits nicely within that square. And then I'm also going to use my scrapbook paper and cut out a piece to fit over that little 3D piece that we're going to reuse. So I cut that as well. To apply everything together, I am just going to simply use a simple glue stick. You could probably use Mod Podge too, but I prefer to use the glue stick because it's it's actually a lot easier, and then you don't get any wrinkles or bubbles on the paper. And then I am using the back side for that little piece because you're not going to see the underside to it at all. And then once you have that all complete, I'm reusing, these are like little foam pieces. I'm reusing, hot gluing them to the back of that. And then I did cut out a piece, some vinyl from my Cricut, and I am using that to apply the words today's prayer. Now, in the Dollar Tree, if you're lucky enough to find, they recently came out with these little packs of prayer cards. And so I grabbed 2, and I absolutely love the idea of kind of like a perpetual type of a calendar where, you kind of take out a new prayer every day, and it's just something inspirational and nice to read at the start of every day. So my idea here was we're going to put one on the front every day, but then to store the rest of the cards, we're going to make a little pouch on the back of this sign. So all I did was take some leftover, this is just some drop cloth fabric that I had, but you can use any kind of leftover fabric that you have laying around. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to hot glue it to the back of the sign to make a little pocket. So that's what you see me doing right here. So all I did was I started out by hot gluing the bottom piece first, and then you kind of fold in the sides and you hot glue them down last. And then you're all set to insert the rest of your prayer cards in there. So I wanted to take a minute to talk about today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for creatives just like you and I. It's an awesome site. They have a library filled with thousands of inspiring classes in all kinds of subjects like photography, video, designs, illustration, and so much more. What I actually love most about the platform is that the classes are under an hour, so I can easily fit them into my schedule and also my skill level. So the best thing is that the classes are specific to learning, so you don't have to worry about fumbling through any ads. They're always launching new classes. It's a really interactive website, and you can get an annual subscription at less than $10 a month. So currently, I started taking this class hosted by Holly's Narvaz, and it's basically all about how to create compelling videos on Instagram. I'm always looking to understand social media a little bit better, and this does a really good job of kind of explaining how to go about creating really compelling videos. So, guess what? Skillshare has a special offer for you today. So, the first 1,000 subscribers to click the link in the description box will get a free trial of the premium membership. So, you can start exploring your creativity right now. Check it out today. So for DIY number two, this is such a cool, quick project. This was just a sign that actually one of my girlfriends had given me. She was getting rid of a lot of her decor. So it's just one of those little wood plaques. And, of course, I thought I could definitely use it to recreate something kind of cool. So I just started out by painting it. I just used some mineral chalk paint, and that's what my base color was. I think I needed about 3 coats of that just to cover the wording. And then I just went in with some silver lining and just dry brushed that on throughout the sign until I was happy with the way it looked. Now, I was so excited when I found these pieces at the Dollar Tree. They're kind of like dried, like floral arrangements. And I had bought a bunch of them, but when I shop at the Dollar Tree, I don't always know what I'm going to do with something. I just see things that I think are cool and I pick them up. So I really didn't have any idea as when I first got these. But when, I look through my stash and I kind of like things kind of come to me as to how I'm going to put it all together. So I thought this is perfect to really decorate a sign and just make it almost makes it look like very beachy and earthy kind of type of a vibe. Like these pieces remind me of like driftwood or something like that. So you can even make it more of like a beach or coastal type of a theme using these dried floral arrangements. So all I did is I'm cutting them. You can even rip them with your hands. They fall apart pretty easily. And I'm just taking the pieces and I'm applying them all around the edge of the sign and just adhering them to the wood piece with some hot glue. And I just kind of kept layering them. I used 2 packs of the dried arrangements, and I literally just kept layering them all around the sign until I was happy with the way it looked. Then I decided to take that little like rose piece. There's one in each pack, and I just kind of cut that up, and I wanted to use the rose obviously in like a corner of the sign, and then that little I don't know, it kind of looks like raffia. And then I, thought, well, I decorate the corner of the sign with that as well. So that's all I'm doing here. Again, just using some hot glue to apply that to the corners to until I get it the way that I'm satisfied with the way it looks. then once I was satisfied with how that all came out, I just decided to apply the word welcome to the middle of the sign. And you could do this easily with Dollar Tree stickers as well if you don't have a Cricut machine. And that is it. I just love how this sign turned out. Let me know what you think. And then for this final project, I finally got my hands on some of these little wooden bamboo cutting boards at the Dollar Tree. They are very hard to find, at least in my area, but I thought I would do something just very simple that I could just display in my kitchen. And all I'm going to be using is the cutting board, some rub-on transfers that I also found at the Dollar Tree, and some of the letter stickers. So this is all Dollar Tree items right here, and it literally took like less than 10 minutes to do. So I started out with these large letter stickers, and I am going to use the letter B right in the center because that is what my last name starts with, the letter B. So I just thought that was, something cute to do. And here I'm just kind of measuring just to find the center point to, make sure everything is nice and centered to start with. So that's all I am doing here. Then you're going to just simply stick on the letter of your choice. You don't have to do the whole initial thing. You could just simply use those rub-on transfers that you'll see me use in a minute and just do it that way. So it's just meant for inspiration and just to give you some ideas. So I found these rub-on transfers at the Dollar Tree, and to me, this pack signifies, it's all different words to me that signifies family and love. So I just kind of thought, just like words that resonated with me about our family, and what our family means to me, what that truly means. So I just thought it was really cool to kind of tie that all together with the initial of our last name. So all I did here was literally cut out all the words and kind of did like a rough layout of how I wanted to lay them out on the cutting board before I was ready to go ahead and really stick them down. So that's what I did here. And now you see I'm just going to go in and stick them all down where I have them all laid out. Now, I know that these rub-on transfers could be a little tricky. I definitely have struggled with them in the past, but I did, after working with them on this sign, I figured out that what's easy to do with them is you want to rub them on, but then as you're lifting the transfer off, you could tell where it kind of gets cloudy, it means that it's transferred at that point. So as you're lifting, you could tell what parts were transferred and what wasn't. So then you can kind of, as you're lifting, make sure that it's being transferred and go from there. And I hope that makes sense. You kind of have to do it to really get the hang of it. But that's what I'm trying to show you here. And it's never going to be perfect. There were still pieces that kind of lifted that I couldn't get to transfer. But what's really cool with these is that you can easily go back in with a fine point Sharpie or something like that and just kind of fix the pieces that, you kind of missed. And you guys, that is it. It is as easy as that. And this is a cute little sign to kind of display in your kitchen or in any area of your house. And I just love how simple and easy it is to create. So I really hope that you enjoyed all of my projects today. As always, please let me know which one was your favorite down in the comment section below. I always love to hear from you. If you haven't already, join me over on social media at KTB Creates 2019. I would love to meet up with you over there. And until next time, go ahead and create your own kind of beautiful. See you all soon.